Okay, here's the thing. In Modern Family, as the show went on, it really started becoming the Pritchetts versus everybody else. And when I say the Pritchetts, I mean the original three Pritchetts, the people who were born with Pritchett as their last name, okay? And that would be Jay, Claire, and Mitchell. It became those three versus everyone else in the show. And for sometimes, like, it kind of made a little bit of sense, but a lot of the time, it did not, okay? Because this wasn't just, like, the three most similar people being around the people who are, like, most different from them, and instead it became the people who were most different from them, the in-laws, the people that they married, who, like, they chose and brought into their lives, being completely against them. Now, sometimes this can be funny in shows. In the Netflix show Happy, Marry, Whatever, there's an in-law alliance as well, and in that in-law alliance, it's just them complaining about, like, all the issues that these family brings together, because they're a very, like, committed to each other family, which sometimes is great and sometimes is really, really, really fucking stressful, depending. But in the case of the Pritchetts versus the in-law alliance, what it really is and what it really comes down to is that the in-law alliance, Gloria, Cam, and Mitchell all feel the need at some point or another to hide things from their spouses. It's a rose. It's a rose. It's a perfect little rose. I love it so much. It makes me so happy. Okay? And one of the best examples of this is the orange juice episode, okay? And this is for a lot of reasons, because here's the thing. The orange juice episode is actually called The Alliance, and in it, Cam, Gloria, and Phil all have their own separate storylines where they fucked something up so badly that they need help so that they can't tell their spouses. Because if they tell their spouses will say, I told you so, I can't believe you did that, and yell at them and get mad. And they're like, they treat us like we're so stupid, but the entire episode we see that they are in fact so stupid. Mitchell told Cam, hey, make sure we get the Russian tenants out of our house before this specific date, because otherwise, like, something bad can happen. Not something bad that can happen is that they will have tenant rights and be able to stay for as long as they want. And then Cam doesn't listen to Mitchell because for some reason he thinks that he knows more. And what happens? They have tenants rights, and Cam is like lying to Mitchell continuously. A lawyer who has a lot of experience with shit like this, while he tries to figure out a better solution, which was where Gloria comes in, because Gloria needs help finding Stella because she put a shot collar on Stella. And like now Stella is missing, and she's trying to not let Jay know that she is shocking his dog because she doesn't like the dog. I can understand the use of a shock collar in certain extent, like in certain conversations with dogs. Do I support the concept of a shock collar? No. Do I think that there are other ways to do it, like a spray collar, so the dog gets sprayed when something happens, or like a little buzz but not a shock? Yes. Did she use a shock collar specifically because also she hates Stella? Yes. Did she need help finding Stella in the entire episode? Also, yes. Was it an exhausting episode? Yes. And then there's Phil, who did something. He did something. It was annoying. He had to lie to Claire. They were all lying to each of their spouses. And on top of while they were lying to each of their spouses, the Pritchetts were going to be the ones who came up with a decision of where they were going on vacation this year. And they were coming up with it, writing very mean to all the rest of the family. Because the rest of the family, I never put fiber in this drink today, did I? Because the rest of the family really, like, fucked it up this one time, and the Pritchetts just keep bringing that up. So then the alliance starts working together to also try to get the family to make a different decision, or make the right decision, the decision that they wanted for going on this trip and going on this vacation. Fiber blends in really well, but it does blend in better when you can stir more. Because, like, I feel like that's just a natural, like, thing that you would assume. But I don't even really care about the Alliance episode. People often bring the Alliance episode up and people will be like, oh my god, no, they weren't, like, because you say, oh yeah, like, the Alliance was gaslighting the Pritchetts the entire time. They were gaslighting them. They were trying to fuck with their heads. They were lying to them. And people will go, no, they just created a certain scenario where they get what they want. And it's like, through lying and manipulation and deceit. Yes, exactly. We're on the same page. You just don't want to call it what it is. Okay. But I think a bigger episode, and the episode that really makes me angry and frustrated at how the Pritchetts are portrayed, would be the pumpkin toss episode, because Cam tells stories all the time. Okay, one second. Cam tells these stories all the time, these big stories, and Mitchell believes every single one except for the pumpkin toss episode, which I don't believe most of Cam's stories. So the fact that Mitchell believes like all of Cam's stories, and like in this episode is even like, I mean, I love all your stories. I think that all your stories are great, but like, you know, tell one that actually happened. Like, this blah 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 one instead. And then Cam gets so mad because he's like, this did actually happen. I can't believe that you would claim that this didn't happen. It happened. I'm so upset with you. And he's trying to prove his point. And in the episode, Claire and Jay and Mitchell are being realists. The entire episode, they are being written as the villains of the storyline because they are being realistic. They are being realists. They are like, the pumpkin really can't do the thing that you're saying it can do. It's not going to be able to go all the way across the football field the way that you're saying it's going to. It's just not possible. And everyone, from the kids to the adults, treats these three like they are villains the entire time, and they're literally written to be villains. They're standing in the corner watching the entire thing happen, mocking it as it goes. Oh, they really think this is gonna happen. Oh, they really think this is gonna happen. And it's one of the first times that we really see the Pritchetts be so fully against their spouses. So fully, continuously against them. And by the end of the episode, the lesson that's learned is that the Pritchetts need to be looser, and if they come together and they all work together, then this thing can magically happen, and it will come to life, and it will like do the thing, right? Like it will actually go across the football field. But the entire episode, instead of showing the Pritchetts and their spouses working together, it's the spouses wanting so badly to prove their like counterparts wrong, because I wasn't going to say the spouses wanting to prove their spouses wrong. It's the spouses so badly wanting to prove their counterparts wrong that they will do anything to do so, including but not limited to just actively taking the entire day to throw pumpkins through a football field. And it could have been a fun episode where they were all trying to work together, but instead the Pritchetts were set at war with the rest of the family because they didn't believe in the mission, they didn't believe in the concept, and they didn't believe that it could go through. And the rest of the family did. So all the rest of the family works together, and these three sticks in the mud are just the villains who nobody likes until the very, 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 very last minute of the episode, where they go, oh, well, I mean, if we did it this way, and if we did a different angle, and if we had this here, then maybe this could work. I really wanted it to work. I secretly really wanted it to work. I just wanted to be a stick in the mud first, and it's just so frustrating. It's a frustrating part of the show because it shows a war between the family continuously, and the war between the family continuously is brought up specifically because there are only so many characters in the show. They're all related to each other. They have to do something somehow. But there could have been another way to do it. There could have been another way to do it instead of this. But they didn't bring it up because instead they started the war of the Pritchetts versus everybody else in the family, which continues on for the rest of the show and continuously makes the Pritchetts, who are realists, who are often just trying to keep things like bad things from happening, it keeps them as the villains of the show, while everybody else who's doing all of these bad things to hide shit from the Pritchetts, who have warned them about this before, keeps them as the heroes, while the Pritchetts, who again are just being realistic, who are just trying to make sure that things don't go awry, are constantly the villains. And it's exhausting. And I could discuss this more, but it's been 8 minutes so far, and I'm doing a rewatch of the show on my YouTube. You should go watch my YouTube. My YouTube is awesome. Some of you are already watching my YouTube, but if you're on my TikTok, you should go watch my YouTube. My YouTube is phenomenal, okay? And I am slowly but surely switching over there because I did delete my TikTok app. I did. I deleted it. I deleted my TikTok app. So now YouTube is where I do stuff, and I also am rewatching the entire show, and because of that, we're going to have a lot more that we can discuss. Okay, thank you. I love you. Bye!